What's up, guys? I'm back with another movie review. Today I'm here to talk about one from Kino Lorber Studio Classics, and it is Blame It on Rio. This is kind of a cringy premise. It's an 80s sex comedy. Michael Caine plays a guy that's heading way over the hill, and he's going to Rio with his best friend, and then they're each taking their daughters with them. So it's two old guys and their daughters. The wives do not go with them because there's some friction there, and it's kind of a chance just to get some time apart. And the idea is that they'll go to Rio, kick back, relax, have a few laughs, recharge their batteries. The daughters quickly embrace the kind of laid back culture that happens there. They're running around topless. There's some really awkward scenes where the dads are talking to their daughters while they're topless. It's kind of a really weird European feeling vibe. But what happens is Michael Caine actually begins an affair with the very young daughter of his best friend. And that's kind of the crux of the movie, and that's where all the tension and problems come from. Is he tries to keep the secret, and the dad finds out that somebody slept with his daughter, so he's on the warpath. Michael Caine is actually helping him try to find the guy, so it's really awkward. And that's pretty much the whole movie. This is a very 80s movie, and it does have kind of a European feel to it. But it does not, even though it is a sex comedy, it doesn't play up the lurid parts of it as much as some of the other 80s comedies. So there's a lot of topless women in it, but it's more of like, most of them anyway are part of like being on a topless beach, so they just walk past and that's it. There is some topless scenes during sexual encounters, but the sex is very tame. It's just a lot of boobs and a couple bare asses, and that's it. It doesn't have any like violence or really any real conflict, to be honest. There's the tension of what's going to happen when the dad finds out, but the way the movie resolves everything is very strange and unusual and just weird. Just weird. I can't tell you without ruining it, but it's just a really light, fluffy, sex comedy. It's just goofy fun to watch. Michael Caine is good here, but this is not the normal Michael Caine kind of performance. He's really like just kind of light and fluffy, and watching him sweat as he kind of plays this awkward, guy that's not really a Casanova type. So that was kind of interesting. Demi Moore is in this. She doesn't have a huge part in it, but she's interesting because she's kind of like the voice of reason, even though she's very young here. So that's pretty much it. I mean, it's just your basic 80s sex comedy, just not quite as graphic or lurid as most of them. But some people are going to be offended, I'm sure, by this idea of, and I don't know how old the girl is. I don't remember if they say for sure, but I know that when her dad finds out she slept with somebody, he asks her how much older the guy was, and he says, well, was he 19? So, like, at the absolute oldest, she's 18. But the movie kind of makes it seem like she might be even younger than that. So there's definitely some cringy, creepy stuff going on here, but it's all packaged within this great, upbeat 80s sex comedy type of vibe. So if you like 80s comedies and you don't mind a little bit of toplessness and it's kind of a weird situation, I would check out Blame It on Rio. The Blu-ray from Kino Lorber Studio Classics, it looks really good. It's a nice transfer. It's also got the theatrical trailer. I did not care for the audio commentary track. It has a couple film historians. I didn't really find their track to be that informative. There's no real first-hand knowledge. There's no, real insight. It's just kind of like, oh, this person was also in this movie, or these two people starred together, or I heard. It's just kind of like reading the IMDb trivia. I know I say that a lot on these film historian commentary tracks, but to me they're just a complete waste. There's nothing of value here. This is stuff that if you read it in a review or you saw it in a YouTube video, you might be like, oh, that's kind of neat, But as far as sitting down and listening to a full-length audio commentary track, it's completely needless. And to me, if you don't have first-hand knowledge, or you don't have just impeccable, second-hand knowledge from being close to the production or people in the production, there's really not a need for a commentary track like this. It's just really fluff and pointless. I think it's just to get a bullet point on the back of the case, unfortunately. So you can pretty safely skip it. But the movie itself is a lot of fun, even though it is kind of creepy and cringy. But if you like 80s comedies, give it a look. That's my review of Blame It on Rio. It's available on Blu-ray. If you like this review, please do drop a sub. I would greatly appreciate it. It's a free, easy way to directly support me and help me to continue to make content. I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and you can also follow me on Letterboxd now. All that is at MarkFusion. If you want to read my full write-up of this, or hundreds of other movies, you can go to my website, markfusion.com, and check that out. That's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I greatly appreciate it. And if anybody from Kino Lorber is watching, please stop wasting resources on these film historian commentary tracks unless they're people who just have an incredible amount of research involved and can actually fill more than like 5 minutes worth of time. Because it really is kind of like insulting some of these tracks are, because there's just no information in them whatsoever. But the disc itself is definitely worth it because the movie is good enough. That's it. Sorry for getting on a soapbox. I just really hate, kind of waste of time audio commentary tracks. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. I greatly appreciate it. Hopefully I'll see you soon.